probably should have grabbed water. I'm like so nasally. All right. Hey guys, welcome to today's conversation. We have Joanna here with us, and we're going to be talking about her experience through the Hansen method, um, and why she came to work with us, and just some of the struggles and the things that she was experiencing before, kind of in the middle, and then where she is now, and what her health journey looks like in regards to her thyroid, her body, her breathing, which was a big thing, and all of that. So thanks, Joanna, for being on today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited for this conversation. So let's begin at the beginning. So when you came to me, right, when we started having conversations in private messenger and got on the call, where were you? What was going on with your health?
Oh my gosh, I was in a really bad place. Um, I was struggling, didn't know what the heck was going on. I was struggling with breathing. That was my biggest complaint. Not being able to eat a lot of different foods just because something was like aggravating the breathing even more. Not sleeping well and just not feeling good at all. I would kind of say that I was depressed to some point and had anxiety like crazy too. Like, I'm going to be like this forever. There's no hope.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. And it's funny you say food was triggering some things. I had completely forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. That was a big, big thing for me. It was like, I don't know if it was just food on top of everything else or if it was just, I don't know, different things triggering different symptoms. I have no idea, but I'm better. That's
Yeah.
all.
That's all that matters. And so you were working with a naturopathic doctor,
Yes.
right? And you have background in medicine, right? So you were working front office and back office,
Yeah,
right? At a doctor's. So you have the medical knowledge, you have medical background, you have understanding of the body, right?
definitely.
Yeah. And so what kind of pushed you into scheduling a call and starting that conversation with us?
I guess it was at the point of not knowing what else to do. Before I started working with a naturopathic doctor, I was just going to just a regular MD, and he didn't want to do anything. He's like, "Here, go to a psych evaluation and take these pills for anxiety." I was like, "No, that's not what's wrong." So that's what made me go to a naturopathic doctor, and he's great and all that, but again, he only has a limited time. It's just a normal 10-15 minute appointment and that's it. It's like, okay, that's all. I only get one little thing to say and then on my way.
Yeah.
And even though he's great, it still wasn't enough. It's like I still have something more going on and I can't afford to be going into his office every week with this one new symptom. So
Right.
I started looking into different groups and I'm like, I have to find answers. There has to be somebody out there who has dealt with this or is going through this that has some kind of little inch of wisdom that can like lead me down somewhere. And then I found your group and started reading people's stuff in there. And then I started seeing you go live in there. And then me and you started talking. And it was the call that me and you had that really is like, she gets it. Like, she totally gets it. I got off the phone with my husband and I was like, oh my gosh, she totally gets it. She knows what the heck I'm going through. I think that was the turning point. Is like somebody actually knows what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
is what made me sign up.
Yeah. Well, and I want to just kind of stop here for a second too, because you didn't enroll on the call with me, right? You took time, you went and talked to your husband, you had that conversation with him, and you made sure that that was going to be the best thing for you. And you were looking for something different than a doctor, right? You were looking for the coaching, the mentorship, the hand holding. I don't even have the right language because it's not really hand holding,
Right.
right? It's more tools and tips and strategies to get you from point A to point B. Um, so, yeah, let's kind of switch gears here and talk about what kind of obstacles were you facing in the middle of the program? Because health is not a linear thing, right? It comes like up and down and up and down. So we got you a protocol, right? We knew you were having breathing issues. We wanted you to go on a specific diet, a meal plan, a lifestyle that reduces that inflammation. So tell us about that nutrition plan that you were on and what happened there.
So the nutrition plan, the first one, I
Yes.
started that. I was already on my own nutrition plan because when I started this, I came in just being vegetarian mostly. And then I got on the plan and I was like, oh, okay, it's pretty easy to implement because it was mostly the foundation was already laid with what I was doing on my own. But then having that step by step thing of knowing what to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it solidified it. And then I was able to see what like triggers were like messing me up. And yeah, that I didn't did I struggle? I guess I struggled when it came to wanting stuff that was not on the meal plan.
Yep.
So yeah, that was my biggest struggle. It's like, oh man, everybody else is eating this and I really want some. And I did have some sometimes, but then I would come back and I'd be like, that should not have happened because now I feel awful.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that
Well, oh, go
see.
ahead.
Now it's just amazing to see those things happen, things that you're not supposed to be eating, and then you feel gross when you do it.
Yeah. Because I mean, and that's partly because your body is in like a healing state, and then we go back to, not that you were doing this, but eating like a donut, and then you're like, whoa, okay, that that really didn't feel so good, you
Yeah.
know. I want to talk about something really quickly, as long as you're cool with this. When you started the program, you were using an inhaler a couple times a day, right? Because breathing was the biggest issue for you. So, how many times a day prior to making any changes were you using that inhaler?
Oh my gosh. My regular inhaler albuterol, I was probably using it 3 to 4 times a day. And then I was also using another inhaler on top of that. Um Flovent, and then I went to another one, I forgot the name of it. And I was using that twice a day as well. So I was using
Okay.
a lot.
Yes. Yes. And after going on like the antihistamine diet and bringing down some of that inflammation, I feel like it was within a week. I think it was like the next week you came on and you're like, I'm
Yes,
not using,
I
yeah.
stopped drinking coffee, and
Oh,
that
that's right.
yeah, that was my biggest thing is the coffee. I stopped drinking the coffee. I was like, I can breathe. It took a while. Like it didn't happen like instantaneously, like, oh, I didn't take the coffee and I'm good now. No, it was like a process. And I think it was just my body ridding myself of all this stuff that coffee caused over 15 years. And yeah, I was like, I can breathe. But
Yeah.
then again, it was still other foods that were also triggering more.
Yes. Well, and speaking of foods, in one of our, like, I think it was a weekly win, we were like, hey, what is your weekly win or whatever? And you're like, I've identified that green beans are giving me issues. And I was like, green beans? Like,
I remember that because I don't know if it was part of the meal plan or something, but on our journaling, I had I had put in there the week prior, I ate green beans, and then the following, it was on a Monday. Because then on Tuesday, when I woke up that first week, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna make this call with Chris because I feel awful. And then it happened again the next week. And I'm like, why am I feeling like this? Am I nervous about these calls with Chris? Oh, no, I love Chris. Like, what's happening? And then she's like, maybe you need to look at your food journals. I was like, you're right. And I had had green beans both nights. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So
That's
yeah,
so crazy.
I cut them out and I did not feel like that again.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. And it's so interesting. It's so random to me, and probably because we eat a lot of green beans in this house. My husband, that's his like favorite vegetable. So we always have,
Yeah, they're
right?
so good. I don't
Yeah,
know why my body does not like them.
so funny.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so let's kind of switch gears again and let's talk about where are you now? Like, what does your life look like now, and all of those fun things.
Life for me now is a lot better. I haven't used my inhaler in probably 2.5, 3 weeks. Not once.
Not once? Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, it's amazing. It's like life changing. I'm eating a lot more than I was able to before I started your plan without feeling gross and just nasty. I have hope again. I think that's my biggest thing. Is like I have hope that there is a future for me because for a while there I was like this is my life. I'm done forever. I'm going to feel like crap forever.
Yeah.
And that's not it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I remember when you were on the call with me the first time, and I'm going to get emotional here, but you told me you had quit your job
Yes.
because you were having a hard time breathing, you were having to wear a mask at work, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this lady." Like,
Yeah.
because that's a big thing.
Yeah. It was. And it was really hard because I loved that job. It was so amazing. The doctor was great. I always tell him like you saved my life because he was the one that was really like, no, you need to go get tested for this. They need to do this. You need to make sure you go to a naturopath. You need to find answers. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, okay. And um yeah, just having to leave him and he was a great support system for me, and I was like, "Ah." It
Yeah.
sucked, but I'm glad that I'm feeling better now that my body is healing and I'm on a journey to heal my body
Yeah.
through, I guess, foods and natural stuff rather than all these other things that the doctor wanted me to do.
Yeah, yeah. And versus suppressing some of those things, right? A lot of medication, they suppress the symptoms versus I say this all the time, our symptoms are our greatest asset to know what is happening inside the body,
Yeah.
right? And we did do the urine test, we did the oats testing with you, and we didn't see mold in your digestive tract, but that doesn't mean that it's not in, your lungs or other areas of your body that are impacting. And so you're on a current protocol to kind of clean house a little bit, do a little bit of a detox. How long have you been on that? Has that been 3 weeks or 2 weeks?
No, that's barely been since last Monday. So,
Okay.
yeah, 8 days.
And we're already seeing some fun changes with that too.
Oh, yeah. Overall, I do feel better. Like I said, I haven't used the inhaler and I've been more mentally alert, which was very interesting. I'm like, whoa, I can think okay, this is great. Um and passing a parasite, I think. Was
Yep.
so yeah.
Parasites have been a hot topic in our group. um, a lot of people are going through some cleansing right now because we know that parasites are they impact, our lungs, they impact our breathing, they impact heart palpitations and the absorption of food and
With
sugar cravings
all of
and
these things.
yeah. And I mean, if you continue to pass things, we just continue to see the growth, or not even the growth, but the the healing of the body, right? The body can self heal, it can self correct. Um, is there? Hold on, there was something else. Oh, are you open to telling people what you're doing now?
Yeah,
Okay, go for it.
I started school to eventually be a certified traditional naturopath.
Yay! I'm so excited. I like seriously, that lights me up because I think when you were telling me about this was a goal of yours from a long time ago.
Yes, it was. It's oh my gosh, that's been my dream since I was a kid to be a doctor. And I have everything to go right into med school. I have all my prereqs, everything needed, but it just wasn't for me. I kept looking. I'm like, I can't. And having that close working relationship with my old employer, and I was running his office and really seeing, I'm like, I don't think I want to work like this.
Yeah,
Like, no, I cannot do this 10, 15-minute office visits and just really seeing like, no, this isn't for me. I can't do this.
yeah,
And then talking to you and seeing that there is other ways to help people and help myself and help my family. That's really what sparked it. I'm like, I can do this. This is something that I can do.
yeah. Well, I am beyond thrilled to be and I don't even feel like I should take credit for this, but to be that person that inspires you to do what you wanted to do, to see a different way. And in health, in our life, in diet, in nutrition, in anything in our life, I think if we begin to learn and we can look outside the box of what the norm is, that's where we find progression. That's where we find, healing for the body. That's where we find the things that we want
Yeah.
in our life. And I think that that is just so it's so amazing. So thank you for sharing. Is there any last thoughts or anything else that you would like to share with the listeners about your journey or about, investing in themselves or anything like that?
Yes, if you're thinking about investing and you're scared, just do it. Like the money will come. I really have a deep um how do you say it, knowing, I guess, that it'll come if that's what you're supposed to do. Me and my husband weren't in a financial position to do it just because I had just quit my job. We lost half of our income. And when we did sign up, we just felt like, okay, we needed to make this investment. And we did it. And I kid you not, within a month, he got a job that paid for your whole course with your whole thing. So I was like, oh, okay. So I always have God in my mind. It's like, all right, if this is what I'm supposed to do, you're going to take care of it. And
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah, and your husband is self-employed, right? So he contracts, or I know he does work for himself, but then he also does some contract work for other businesses, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's a chaplain by day, and then he does music on his own. So that's his self employment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A job
Well,
that paid it all.
yeah, which is amazing. I mean, it really is. I'm also a firm believer that more money can be made.
Oh, yeah. It's just money. It comes and goes. And the health and all the knowledge that I got from you and Chris, oh my gosh, it's life changing. I would recommend it for everybody because
You're
I wouldn't be here without you guys.
Oh, you're so sweet. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here and being open and vulnerable with us. And it's been amazing to watch your transformation in terms of, where you were at the beginning and then where you're at now and continuing your progress because it's allowed you the opportunity to live out your life dream. Whatever the dream is, right? For you, it was going back and becoming a doctor, and that is so exciting for me just because that's what I do. Not I'm not a doctor, but that's also on my to-do list one day. And like you just pray for the timing and you pray for to know when it's right. And unfortunately, I haven't felt that yet. But anyways, I loved this conversation. So thank you for being here. And if you guys have any questions, you can leave them below. We'll come back and answer them and give you all of the help and support that you need.